you, Reverend Blue. Thank you for your leading us all these months and keeping us on track and keeping us thinking about what was important. Our April 29th commission meeting, we interviewed the three finalists, Beehive Inc., Watts Associates, and Jin Young Song with Douglas Allgood. We're very proud of the designs and the representation they made in communicating with the families and understanding the nature of this and how important it was, not just to our community, but to these families. And it was the hardest part of this, watching those presentations, and it took an emotional toll, especially with the families in the room. And as Reb Blue said, we laughed and we cried together, and a lot of emotions during this time, during these 13 months. Some of us who didn't know each other are brothers and sisters now. As somebody who is an architect by trade, for me as a peer to these three groups, truly amazed at the work that they did. Their ability to pull this together in a way that we could all be proud of was impressive at the very least. I want to thank the family members who shared their input. It was the most important part of this, and seeing their emotion and hearing their voices was important to all of us, including the finalists. They all had a chance to talk with the families and hear firsthand what their feelings were. The three designs were placed on a single site in Buffalo. We wanted to pick a site that would be generic, that we wouldn't be upsetting any owners, so we picked a site that's owned by the Buffalo Schools. And we wanted each one to submit a design based upon the same piece of property. We didn't require that the first time around. And what we received was amazing. After their first interviews, each one of the finalists redesigned, reworked with the input that they received from everyone, and created final designs which create space for families, for children, for education, for remembrance, reflection, for grief, and all the other emotions and anger that are part of this horrible the murders that took place. And all three, as far as we're concerned, were in their own right a winner in this process. So, Mr. Chairman, based upon the interviews and the fact that the commission members review the design on their own for the last couple of weeks, I would like to nominate Seeing Us by Jin Young Song and Douglas Allgood. I'm getting emotional. When you see it, you will. If there's no other questions or comments from anybody on the commission, I would move this to a vote.
Thank you, Steve. Is there a motion? Second. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
I'd like to say that this has been a very arduous process. Being from the Buffalo Arts Commission myself, we're involved in these discussions from time to time, coming up with recommendations, decision-making around selecting a process or an item for public display. This has been unbelievably difficult, especially with the families present and members affected in the commission themselves. The fact that we've done this in 15 months is unreal, because most of these things, when they've happened elsewhere, have taken months. Sandy Hook took 10 years, for example, to get the process done. So the fact that we've been able to come to this conclusion within 15 months is really a testament to Reverend Boulier's leadership and the commitment of all of us, and I'm very proud of that. I think we've come up with something which is going to be very amenable to acceptance by the public and by the families. Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I just want to thank the board for the work that's been done. I know it was made more difficult by the inclusion of family members. That exacerbated what was already a difficult job. And I just want to express my appreciation for the way that you accommodated us, included us at every step of this. I'm very thankful for that.
Anyone else? Seeing that there's no other discussion, in favor?
Aye.
Let it reflect that it was unanimous, the vote that was taken.